For Fox Sports, I'm Annabel Stephan here at AT&T Stadium alongside Trent Dilfer, head coach out here at the Elite 11. The Dallas Elite 11 just wrapped a pretty good group of guys out here. Immediately, talking about Jarrett Stidham, who was the MVP, picked up that finals invite. What really impressed you about him?
Well, I was impressed before today. Obviously, if you watch the tape, and I did more than just watch the highlight tape, you go back, you watch games, and then you talk. I have a handful of coaches around the country that I really trust their voices, and they go through the recruiting evaluation process much like I do. And he was a guy that, he's got DQs that we always talk about, dude qualities, a no-flinch guy, a guy that gets better kind of the hotter the competition is. So I was really excited to put him in some uncomfortable environments today, and it's almost like he knew it was coming, because when I jumped in there and started challenging these guys and making it a little chaotic, that's when he really separated himself. He was kind of him and Trail and Hicks, and they were all kind of together for a while, kind of tiptoeing through the thing, and then once it was ratcheted up a little bit, you saw him really elevate his game, and we've talked about this. That's what it is at the next level. You're the fifth string guy as a freshman. You have a coach with his foot up, you know what, the whole time, and you got to respond. And he's a kid that's going to respond, and he's got a ton of talent, and he's going to be a big-time player at the next level.
A lot of Texas talent down here in Texas. One area that isn't usually known for quarterbacks is that Central Texas area. But three of those guys, Ben Hicks, LG Williams, Quentin Dormady, and even Dominic DeLear, they were all out there playing in the pressure cooker. What really impressed you?
All guys that get it. They really do. They get the process as much as they get that they're physically gifted. They're highly engaged in the process. Ben Hicks reminded me of Zach Allen from a couple years ago, a kid that had that assassin type mentality today. Like, okay, all these other guys are getting more stars than me and higher recruited me and whatever it is, and I got him, okay, he's next, okay, I got him, he's next, and kind of just one by one went and attacked it, and we love the kid. And then Dormady's a guy, I think the year off really hurt him. He's obviously very gifted, so he's going to be a project at the next level, but one that is worth taking. He's just, the term I use, he's just not matched up. He hasn't refigured out his body coming off the injury. So his performance wasn't great, but it was still pretty good. And then LG Williams, come on. Somebody, please, somebody offer this kid.
There you go, from Trent Dilfer himself.
LG Williams can play football. He's going to win wherever he goes. He can spin it with the best guys in the class. He obviously has great energy in his feet. He's going to move around. And then I think the game's changing where you can not be 6 feet tall and still be successful because there's more space. So it's going to take the right system fit. But there's a couple sub 5'11" guys this year in this year's class that are really good, and LG's top of that list.
And not all of the invites to the Elite 11 finals have been filled yet. Do you think there are some other guys from this camp who could have potentially picked that up?
I think what I'll go do right now is go on the plane and kind of sharpen up the big board. There's definitely going to be 4 or 5 guys from this today's activities that will immediately go on the big board, which means it'll come down to the war room setting. We'll probably have 20 guys for 6 spots, and when it's all said and done after June 2nd, and there's going to be guys from this camp today that are going to be in that discussion.
And Trent, one of the coolest things about this camp is that you maintain a relationship with these guys even when they're in college. And one of those guys being down in Texas, I want to talk about is Tyrone Swoops, who has really been in an interesting level down in Texas, kind of thrust into that starting role for the spring game. What is it about him that really has caught your eye over the past couple of years?
We loved that Tyrone had a large capacity to learn, that he was obviously very raw, very gifted, and every rep he got better. So it wasn't a matter whether Tyrone Swoops was going to be good enough, is whether his coaching was going to be good enough. Because it's really fun to say, yeah, we got this raw piece of clay and we're going to mold him into this great pot. Well, that's harder to do. That's a craft. So Tyrone's a guy that needs a craftsman helping him be shaped into what he needs to become. But we loved his capacity to learn, even at the finals where he really struggled the first couple of days because it was overwhelming. By the end, had really caught up and was starting to get it. So I think the challenge is on the Texas staff with both him and Gerard Hurd. Both guys are phenomenally talented. Both guys that didn't play in traditional drop-back passing games in high school. That Sean Watson is, if he's as good as everybody says he is, which I believe he is, then he's got 2 great pieces of clay to work with. And it'll really come down between those 2 guys, which guy has the fierceness of spirit to kind of fight through the adversity, because there's going to be a lot of it.
Well, Trent, thank you so much for your input. You guys make sure to keep it right here at Fox Sports for all of the latest on Texas football. Alongside Trent Dilfer, I'm Annabel Stephan, reporting from Dallas.